Welcome to the MPP Hoot, where we give you a recap of last week's news on everything education.
Last Wednesday, the company that owns the rights to Dr. Seuss's works announced that a group of up-and-coming authors are writing and illustrating a new line of books. These will include sketches by Dr. Seuss that have never been seen before. This announcement came exactly 1 year after the business founded by Dr. Seuss's family announced that it would stop publishing 6 Dr. Seuss titles which included racist and insensitive images. According to Dr. Seuss Enterprises, the new line of stories will include characters and illustrations of diverse racial backgrounds in an effort to be as inclusive as possible. In a statement, President and CEO of Dr. Seuss Enterprises said, "We look forward to putting the spotlight on a new generation of talent who we know will bring their unique voices and style to the page, while also drawing inspiration from the creativity and imagination of Dr. Seuss." These books will be tailored to ages 4 to 8, and the first one is anticipated to come out next year, with the goal of publishing at least 2 new books per year.
New federal data highlights the major ways in which the pandemic has affected teachers throughout the nation, particularly staffing shortages. According to the Commissioner Peggy Carr of the National Council of Education Statistics, public schools are faced with several issues, including staffing shortages, major vacancies, and a lack of incoming teachers. As a result, public school operations are facing disruptions. To combat these disruptions, schools have resorted to placing more teachers and non-teaching staff in roles outside of their intended duties. In addition, schools are increasing class sizes, sharing teachers with other schools, and cutting back on student transportation. Since January 2022, 44% of public schools reported at least one teaching vacancy. 61% of them identified COVID-19 as a reason for the vacancies. Resignations accounted for 51% of vacancies, and retirements accounted for 21%. Around half of public schools reported having at least one non-teaching staff vacancy. The position with most vacancies identified was custodial staff, followed by transportation staff and nutrition staff positions. National teacher unions have deemed the current situation an unprecedented staffing crisis across every job category. Notably, the National Education Association released data in February, determined that 55% of educators report that they are ready to leave the profession.
Last Monday, governors of California, Oregon, and Washington announced that after March 11th, they will no longer require face masks in school. Mask requirements will remain for higher-risk settings, including hospitals, public transit, nursing homes, and prisons. This announcement followed the CDC easing up on indoor face covering requirements and guidelines for most of the country. In addition, these modifications follow the growing call to action to shift the perception from a health crisis stance to policies that manage COVID-19 as part of everyday life. According to the West Coast governors, regardless of statewide requirements being lifted, local governments and school districts will have the rights to put forward their own mask mandates. Meanwhile, other states are similarly removing school mask mandates during March, such as New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Delaware.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode.